FIFA World Cup goals. Lionel Messi sitting up at the top there alongside Miroslav Klose. I mean, from what we saw yesterday, it looks very much like that man is about to break that record. Erling Haaland, who had himself a day yesterday, even taking to Instagram to say Messi is a madman. And on it goes with Lionel Messi. We've got our own madman on the panel now joining us. Frank Leboeuf, there he is. First of all, Frank, don't be hiding what's on underneath that jacket today just because the boys have been giving you some stick. Let's have a look.
Get it out,
Yeah,
Frank.
I think Stuart Robson was a little bit jealous, of my T-shirts,
I thought you'd spilt something down your jacket.
All right, Kieran, let me start with you. Obviously, the close links to Inter Miami as well. Lionel Messi still doing this, still having even more to offer, and he's almost 39 years old. A World Cup hat-trick, his latest record now.
I mean, what more needs to be said? What more needs to be said about him? I mean, the stats are one thing. Most goals, most assists, most chances created.
We'll be here all day if you go through the records.
All in a World Cup. But I think more than anything, it's just the way that he has done it. Not the most physical, not the strongest, not the fastest. He's done it with pure talent. All the components that you need to be a top-level player. He's done it with talent, skill, precision, balance, and he just continues to blow us away. I think it's just remarkable. It's inhuman-like. It's inhuman-like at this point, and I think anyone that is put in the same sentence as him should take it as a huge, huge compliment.
Robert, what were you doing 5 years ago when you were almost 39?
Certainly not doing this.
Yeah, math class.
But the way Messi, I'd love to be in his brain because he seems to be able to see things before anybody else does. He was walking around the pitch for much of the time, but found himself in space. And when the first ball gets played into him, he hadn't done very much in the game, gets himself turned and goes and scores a great goal. The second one, he's alive and alert to the knockdown. And the third one, again, he just has an understanding of when to quicken things up, when to run with the ball. He played the right passes most of the time. And he's a player that walks around for probably 90% of the game, but he can still affect it. Most people that that sort of age can't affect the game the way he does.
And it still seems to mean so much to him, Shaka. He was really emotional after his first goal. We're actually showing you some of his accolades right now. I mean, if we were to go through all of these, we'd be here all day. But he tied Miroslav Klose for the most goals at the World Cup, surpassed Pelé for the most goal contributions in World Cup history with 24, and is the oldest player with a hat-trick at 38 years and 357 days. And as mentioned, Shaka, it just still means so much to him.
It really does. You mentioned he gets emotional after the first goal. He said it was not for football matters, but for something outside of the park, but still was able to gather himself and then complete the performance, complete the hat-trick, as we saw. Now, I hold my hands up. I had questions about Lionel Messi and Argentina coming into this tournament. 4 years on from them winning it, did they still have the same motivation? Did Lionel Messi still have the same sharpness after playing here in MLS for the last couple of seasons? I wondered if you kind of got a hint of that last year in the Club World Cup against European opposition. Of course, different teammates on the day with Inter Miami. And then he puts in this performance. And I thought everything about Lionel Messi on the day gave you shades of the old Lionel Messi. Why he continues to be as unplayable as he is. Why he continues to be as impactful as he is. At 39 years old, this was not 3 tap-ins. Maybe you could make the argument about the second, but Rob was right. The anticipation more than anybody else in the park, seeing where it started with him out on the left-hand side and how he's the one who kind of understood the build-up to the play and reacted best. And then the other 2 finishes. I mean, that is world-class for anybody at any time, let alone a 39-year-old.
And Frank, some people win the World Cup when they're getting older and they dine out on it for the rest of their lives. However...
And wear the T-shirt.
Wear the T-shirt to show that they did it. But here he is.
I don't know.
Obviously, who can I be talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about, though.
Still in another World Cup, Frank, but come on, I know you hate this question, but among the world's greatest, where's this man sitting?
Alongside Pelé right now. We are waiting for Cristiano Ronaldo to win the World Cup and maybe to be the 3 of those fantastic players seated in the same bench. because they've been outstanding for so many years. I mean, the consistency that they've showed is simply amazing. and you beat record because you are consistent, because you stay at the top of the top, and you show to the world that you're not done. You want to achieve other things. And I saw De Paul saying that he doesn't even know that he's beating records. He doesn't care. He just want to play. I had a chance to meet Leo once in Paris, and his wife was translating. I had in front of me a kid just enjoying playing football, and it's what I see every time he's in the game. It could be for Inter Miami, or he could be with the national team. He just enjoys his time on the field, and just want to score goals and keep on having the flair. That's what it is. He has the flair, the anticipation. Yes, he has the technique, but that's part of his body. But the flair is something that you cannot even describe. He's every time at the right place at the right time, and he's simply a genius.
Have you met Messi, Kieran?
I have met him just as he joined Inter Miami. I mean, obviously I played it up. I didn't play against him. I didn't feature, but I watched him put 4 past us at the new camp in 2012, I believe. And to just see him live was something in itself. Can't imagine what it's like playing against him. But I go back to what Frank was just saying then. He does look like he's in a different stage now. He mentioned that after the game. And I think this Argentina team, it's a little bit of a different one, this World Cup for them, because they look more relaxed. I think the last one, you know, they kind of had the pressure and the weight. I felt like the team wanted to do it for Messi. And now I just feel that what worries me about them in terms of them going far is that the weight feels lifted off them. And they look like they're just enjoying themselves. And I think for Scaloni, the way he is still able to build the team around a 38-year-old Messi is incredible. How they manipulate the ball in the middle of the field. I didn't expect them to start the World Cup like that, to be honest.
Now, I don't mean to rain on the parade, but we must talk about the 31st minute and whether Lionel Messi should have been given a red card. This is divided opinion. What's your opinion on it?
If I was the referee, I wouldn't have given a red card. It looks bad because he's gone with these studs down the back of the player's calf. But I think it's an accident. He was clumsy. It's about the only time he did close the ball down throughout the game. But personally, I wouldn't have given it. It should have been a yellow card, but I wouldn't have sent him off.
Frank, the challenge on Isamandi, where do you stand on it?
It's a red card. I mean, Stuart, it's not because it's Lionel Messi and because he didn't do it on purpose.
It's nothing to do with Lionel Messi. I wouldn't have given him a red card.
No, it's not a red card because it's an accident. You know, you break a leg. I'm sorry, I didn't do it on purpose. So it's only a yellow card. No, I'm sorry. Well, fortunately, and we are very happy for the Algerian player, but really, it's a stamp on his calf. It's from behind. It's maybe it's an accident. Of course, it's Leo Messi. He doesn't think like Rob and I and maybe Kieran as defender. We want the worst for the opponent, but he did it, and we see it, and it's a red card because you cannot do that.
Chuck?
It was red card for me. Listen, the one thing I will say is I found opening game apart, Mexico, South Africa, I found the referees have allowed a lot more than you normally associate with international football, and dare I say, even a lot of domestic football. I think in any other league, any other competition, that scene, that challenge gets a red card. And I don't see it as much of a debate. As I say, I only wonder if, since that opening game where we had, was it 3 red cards? If there has been some direction from FIFA to kind of allow the game to be played more physically.
You get the final say, Kieran.
I think in today's game, it's a red card. You know, the game has changed a lot. I don't think I think you would have gotten away with that, you know, probably 10 years ago. But I think, you know, you have to take into consideration the type of player Messi is. He's just not an aggressive player. So I think, you know, referees, I like the fact that they can still take that logical mindset into play and realise that, you know, he's, you know, if it would have been Robbo, for example, he's got to go.
Well, shed Robbo up for a whole lot less, in my opinion. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, okay.
But just let's say that, Kieran, it's Casemiro doing the same move. It's going to be a straight red card. And that's what it is. And it's why I don't like the accident think because he's Lionel Messi or because he's a forward player. I think it's the same it should be the same rule for everybody. So it could be a Casemiro, it could be, I don't know, maybe Konate for France. It should be a red card, even if it's Leo Messi, Mr. Robson.
Okay.